What's up, everyone? This is Neon Polygons. Today I want to give you a look at a rare piece of PlayStation merch. And what you're seeing here is an officially licensed snowboard by Never Summer West, which was sold in 2017 on the website ThinkGeek. Now, for those of you who don't know about the snowboard, don't be surprised because it actually wasn't well publicized. When it came out, it was only sold for at a quantity of 500 units at a price of about 500 USD. Now, I was lucky. I actually got this unit that you see here brand new, but I didn't purchase it at 500. I actually got it much cheaper. And where I found it was actually quite interesting. I actually found it as basically at a snowboarding or kind of like a ski shop that was going out of business here in New York City, and they essentially had this on display. They never really had this on sale. And I guess when they were going out of business, they were liquidating and everything, and I was able to kind of get this snowboard that you see here for about $300. So I actually did get this at a discount from what it was originally retailed at. Now, again, when it did go on sale, despite being very, not really well publicized, they actually sold out almost immediately upon going online for taking orders. So it's a really cool, really well done snowboard, in my opinion. I've only had two other snowboards before, but in my opinion, the Never Summer brand is a pretty trustworthy brand. They're very good in my opinion, and to be frank, I do think that they, are really high quality for a snowboard. So what you're seeing here, this PlayStation branded snowboard, it was never used, but originally they did come shrink wrapped. And obviously because I bought this from a store that was going out of business and they only just had this on display, the shrink wrap was no longer on it, but it was still in amazing condition. So what you're seeing here is, really awesome. I'm really excited to have this in my collection, and I'm really excited just to have this as kind of like more so as an art piece in my home. Not so much to use because, let's be frank, I'll probably never use the snowboard because I wouldn't want to get it like shredded up. So for the time being, though, to me, it's just great to have as kind of a collector's piece or memorabilia as a PlayStation fan. So taking a look at it, the board, if you want to know the measurements of the board, it measures, I believe, 62 inches long and 10 inches wide. And the finish of it is actually well done. This isn't kind of, as I best say, it's not just plastered on like this. The designs there actually was laser printed onto the board itself, and it mimics essentially a PlayStation 1 console. As you can see here, it has like the power button and the open button from the original PlayStation. So let's give you guys a closer look, and you'll see kind of just all the little details that you can see here. It is a little bit dusty, so I do have to kind of rub this down a little bit. You'll see here, it says NS Factory, built Denver, USA, rocker and chamber, US patent number 7798514. And if you get a little bit closer into the blue, try to get that little area to focus there. There you go. It basically says OEM TX 163 and some other numbers. Basically, that just stands for Never Summer Factory, built in Denver, USA. I'm not sure if that's where Never Summer is actually based in, but it's good to know that it's like this snowboard is manufactured here in the United States. And yeah, it just looks really cool. The PlayStation logo, nice and vibrant on it. And so let's turn this board around. I'm just gonna try to turn it very carefully over here. And this is where you could see a bit more details. So up top, you'll see kind of the ThinkGeek kind of brand sticker on there, and then it's officially an officially licensed product from PlayStation. And again, these snowboards were sold on thinkgeek.com, I believe during the fall of 2017. I was quite surprised when I actually discovered this snowboard being on sale at the snowboard store here in New York City when it was going out of business. So I didn't even know about this. So when this originally went on sale, I had no idea. I only discovered it, essentially 2.5 years later. And that's when I actually did my research onto the snowboard and found out all these details of like how much quantity was produced, the original retail price, and what they generally go for now. If you do happen to catch these guys on eBay, they tend to go for about usually around the price range of $900 to $1,200. So they actually are quite pricey, and unfortunately, a lot of people who actually got this snowboard, or I shouldn't say unfortunately, I should say fortunately, people who have purchased this snowboard, they've actually used them. So it wasn't most people who bought this, they generally just bought it for kind of like as a display piece, as I kind of did. And to me, that's great, because I really do think it's amazing when I see people who purchase these really expensive kind of merchandise, but they actually use them for the function that they were intended in. And in this case, as a snowboard, they used it to go snowboarding. So when you do see these on the market, and I have to be honest, you rarely will see these on the market, they tend not to be in, I guess, great condition anymore. They'll be, fairly used at this point. Even though it's only been 2.5 years when people purchased this, I guess within those 2 years, people really did heavily use them for snowboarding. And so the backside that you're seeing here, for the most part, from the ones that I have seen in the aftermarket, this has kind of been a little bit like worn down. So what you're seeing here is actually the true backside of the snowboard before it actually gets in use. And as you can see here, I'll give you kind of a better zoom out. It has really nothing to do with the PlayStation 1 design whatsoever. This is just more so just kind of like just a nice design that they decided to put on the underside of the snowboard. But let's take a little bit closer look at the details. You can kind of see the finish is really nicely done on the underside. They use the typical button layouts design of the original PlayStation controller, and then right over there again with the PlayStation logo. So my opinion on this cool piece of video game merchandise, I've only rarely seen snowboards kind of been branded for video games, probably only once in my lifetime. And the only time I've actually ever seen that, surprisingly, was with Nintendo and the 1080 snowboarding game back for the N64 back in the day. Now, what makes that kind of interesting was the only way you could have gotten that snowboard was through the Nintendo Power catalog, which, is no longer in existence. And I actually do remember when that went on sale, it actually quickly went on discount. So originally, I believe the price of the snowboard was about like $200, and then I would later see it in the catalog being on discount for like $75. I actually did wish I got that snowboard back in the day. It was pretty cool to see like something that was an official Nintendo branded snowboard, and using the 1080, I guess, IP. But I actually do think this PlayStation snowboard is way cooler than that, and in my opinion, something to really just kind of like check out. And if you do happen to see these guys out there in the aftermarket, I would highly recommend trying to get one of these bad boys. So let me know any questions you have about the PlayStation officially licensed snowboard, created and manufactured by Never Summer Snowboards in Denver, Colorado, and sold on thinkgeek.com in November 2017. Anyways, guys, this is Neon Polygons. Thanks again for watching my videos. If you like this video, do me a favor and like it or subscribe to my channel, and catch you all again next time.